where I live in the suburbs. And I think psychologically, I must have tricked myself into like going back into my American life. Because in the US, I lived in South Jersey, the Garden State, and I would go into the city, have my fun, and go back to the Garden State. So in a way, I think I recreated that here in São Paulo because I live in a neighborhood called Butantã.
Hmm.
And Butantã is green as hell. It's just parks and houses. And São Paulo is that big, guys, that if you look, I'm sure, Ray, if you put a picture of São Paulo, if you just Google São Paulo, you're going to see a sea of buildings and you think that's all São Paulo is. It's like, no, that's what sells a nice postcard. But Sao Paulo is huge and it's got a lot of these small neighborhoods that are quiet, tranquil, lakes and parks and little squares. So Butantã, when I found this area of Sao Paulo, which is on the west side, it's a much greener side of Sao Paulo, much more houses over here, a little more laid back, a nice mixture of people. I like that. I like the high class, low class, kind of all living together, middle class, all living together. And I can rest. I'm in my house right now. It's quiet. I got my dog. He's outside, and then I leave the house and I go downtown for work and I get that fix for the nuttiness. And then I come back home at night and just, watch my Doctor Who, my Star Trek, and just chill. So different. São Paulo is many cities. I always like to say this because I know expats that come to São Paulo and they're like, I hated it. And the first question I ask them is, where did you stay?
Hmm.
Because unlike Rio, for example, or Salvador, those are places that it hits you right in the face. You
Yeah.
go there and you see this is what Rio is. Either you're gonna love it or hate it, but it's in your face.
Yeah.
In Salvador, I've never been, but I imagine it's similar vibe. São Paulo is not. You have to work for São Paulo because you can end up in a neighborhood here where you're like, I even say if I ended up in some of these neighborhoods, and it's not because they're bad neighborhoods, like actually like really decent, nice neighborhoods, I would hate it. I'd be like, get me the F out of here. Like, this is not for me.
Yeah.
And then you take a metro train 3 stops over, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, like this is where I want to spend the next 10 years. I've been here for about 11 or 12. So Sao Paulo is a place you got to explore. It took me maybe close to a year before I really felt like, hey, I think I kind of really love this city. At first I just kind of liked it, but now I feel like I'm a citizen of this city and I'm really exploring everything that it's got to give. And it's got a lot to give. There's so much to do here.
Sure.